So what in fact is codependent or codependency? A codependent person is an individual who has an unhealthy attachment to a person and places that needs of that person above his or her own needs. And quite frankly, it's very unhealthy. Oftentimes, when I think about codependency, I think about the adverse effects it's going to have on the individual and the individual's life. Because what typically happens to a person that's codependent, oh my goodness, they take on so much burdens, they carry so much. And it's almost like I would equate it to carrying pounds of sugar around, bags and bags of sugar on their shoulders. And never being able to say no. It's like, oh yeah, I'll do this for you and I'll do that for you at their own expense. What's so interesting about codependency is in the animal kingdom, I love this, with mammals, you don't see it. So for instance, when the baby birds are ready to fly and leave the nest, the mama bird doesn't say, oh no, you got to stay here with me. You got to make sure, that the nest stays intact. No, mama actually pushes those birds out. So in terms of the animal kingdom and nature, oh my goodness, they have won clearly over on us. So when you also look at unhealthy attachments, for instance, failure to launch, parents that don't want their children to leave and just don't want them to individuate. It's often about, well, you might want to take a look at your secondary gains. In essence, what are you deriving by keeping your children at home? What are you deriving by always trying to coddle them or take care of them? Well, is it giving you some sort of a purpose? Is it allowing you to not have to deal with the so-called empty nest syndrome? So in essence, it's very important for you to see what you derive at times out of enabling or being enmeshed or exhibiting codependent behaviors. So when all is said and done, codependency is problematic. And if it's left unchecked, it continues to foster more and more what I refer to as generational codependency. So the most important thing to address with codependency is acknowledging it, acknowledging the fact that there is this problem that you might be having with it, taking responsibility insofar as, well, every time I feel as though I have to put the needs of others before myself, maybe take a step back and take pause and say, well, maybe I don't want to do that. I don't want to keep reinforcing those pathways in my brain. And then finally, managing the codependency by saying, okay, I see this behavior. I'm not going to keep succumbing or caving into it, but rather let me do something differently next time. Rather than always putting the needs of other people first, let me take a step back and say, well, I can start looking at my needs and addressing those needs first and foremost.